All right. So, good afternoon, no, to all of you. So today, what I will discuss is all about accounting for merchandising. Right. So, it is very important, no, that you have your accounting for merchandising. It is very important, no, particularly about the term sales. No? So you have now sales, you have purchases. If you are doing periodic inventory system, or simply your inventory. Okay. So very important today, no? Our discussion is all about accounting for the merchandising. Okay, so I will share my screen now. Right. So accounting for the merchandising operations. No? After studying this chapter, you should be able to understand, no, the difference between the service enterprise and also about the merchandising company. Okay, so if you notice now in our discussion last time, no, our discussion is all about service industry, but it is more on accounting and action. All right, it is more on the basic, which is simply about rendering your service, no, performing your service. Number two, explain also the entries, no, for purchases. So under perpetual inventory system. So there are two kinds of inventory system now. No, you have your perpetual and you have your periodic inventory system. Number three, explain the entries for the sales revenue under the perpetual inventory system. Okay. And number four, explain also the steps in the accounting cycle for the merchandising. So basically, no, our focus here is more about merchandising. Sa Tagalog, it is sa Tagalog parang uh, nagbebenta ka, no? And then, sorry, bumibili ka, then binibenta mo. Okay? So buy and sell. All right. So distinguish also between the multi-step and single-step income statement. And number six, also explain the computations and the importance of your gross profit. Now, please take note last, no? That to be able for you to understand, no, the concept of this merchandising is to explain the computations and the importance of your gross profit. Okay. So this is our discussion, no, if you remember in our previous, no, sorry, preview muna, preview, sorry, akala ko discussed already. Preview of the merchandising operations. So you have here the merchandising operations and also about recording of purchases and also about the merchandise. No? So please take note last of this one. No? So in the merchandising, sorry, in the merchandising here, if you notice here, all right, you have what you call operating cycle and you have your inventory system while recording your purchase. So may bagong term tayo class, no? The purchase returns and allowances, the freight cost, and the purchase discount. So there are new terms, no? To be able for you to discuss, no, the meaning of accounting for the merchandising operations. Okay. Uh, this is your purchase, no? So it is more on purchase. Okay. The other one here is all about your sales, no? Okay, that's why here you record your sales and the merchandising or merchandise. Of course, you will also deduct any sales returns and allowances and also about the sales discount. No? Okay. In our first part, no, in accounting, no, so we discuss about here completing the accounting cycle. Now, hopefully, you still remember. All right, about the adjusting entries, about the closing entries, and also about the summary of entries. Okay. And also later, I will discuss to you about what are the accounting for the merchandising operations. You have the multi-step, the single step, and the classified balance sheet. Okay. And so that's also the preview of what I will discuss later. Okay. So study objective number one, objective number one is identify the difference between the service enterprise and the merchandising company. Ano ba ang pagkakaiba ng service industry and the merchandising company? Napakadali, di ba? In terms of the service industry, you are just rendering or performing your services. While the merchandising, it is a buy and sell. Okay? So it is more on the buy and sell. Okay. So in terms of the merchandising, It is an enterprise that buys and sells goods to earn a profit. Okay? Di ba? Sa Tagalog, pumupunta ka sa palengke para bumili, and then may tindahan ka, ibebenta mo sa tindahan mo. Ganun kadali, no? That's your merchandising, no? So wag na kayong mag-isip pa kung ano ba merchandising. Buy and sell lang, no? So the word here is buy and sell of goods to earn a profit. Okay. Okay, so you have here wholesaler, you sell it to the retailers. Okay? You have also retailers sell them to the consumers. Then, after that one, the merchandiser's primary source of revenue is your sales. Okay? So, if you remember, last time, in the service industry, we're talking here about service revenue. But now, very important here to consider your sales, no? Sales. Okay. So how do we measure our net income, no? Expenses for the merchandising company are divided into two categories. So, yan, bago na to class, ha? We have what you call cost of goods sold. Okay. Number two, of course, here, as far as the services, no, mayroon siyang operating expenses. Ito lang yung wala, no? The cost of goods sold. Number three, what do you mean here of your cost of goods sold? So, cost of goods sold is the total of the merchandise sold during the period. Sa Tagalog, ito yung cost na naibenta mo ngayong month or ngayong buwan, okay? Or this year or this period. Okay. Of course, OPEX, no, you have your operating expenses. OPEX na tinatawag, no, are expenses incurred in the process of earning the sales revenue. So, madami yan, class, ha? You have your sales salaries, you have the insurance expense, so there are a lot of your operating expenses. Okay. And you have also here what you call gross profit. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng gross profit? It is equal to the sales revenue minus our cost of goods sold. Okay, so the gross profit here is equal to the sales revenue minus our cost of goods sold. Okay, yan. This is now the computations of your income or net income. Now, if you notice in our previous discussion, in our accounting for service, wala ito, diba? There's no cost of goods sold. And also gross profit, na automatic, you have your sales revenue, then you minus it to the operating expenses, and you have now our net income if you are in a service company. Pero pag ikaw na ay merchandising, there's now what you call cost of goods sold, sales minus cost of goods sold, it is what you call gross profit. Okay, mamaya, no, I will discuss to you ano ba ang formula to compute for the cost of goods sold. Mamaya, no? Ito, walang problema. The OPEX, no? Meron na yan, no? And also, sales minus cost of goods sold, you have your gross profit, the gross profit minus OPEX, and you have your net income. Okay? So, wag plus malito, about this one. Okay. Yan. So, in terms of the operating cycles for a service company and the merchandising company, okay, so ito yung ginagawa natin, no? Di ba? We discussed this one already. So if you have your service company, you have your cash, then you perform your service. Ano ba to? May coach, nag-aayos ng sasakyan, no? Tapos ibibill mo siya, part of the account receivable, then after that one, you receive cash. Tapos yung cash mo, nandito na, no? So yan ay paulit-ulit lang. So this gonna be perform your service. Okay. You have also what you call merchandising. Ikaw to, may pera ka, bibili ka ng inventory, and you have your inventory here. Then yung inventory mo ay ibebenta mo, or pwede mo pa siyang ilagay sa bodega kapag hindi pa nabebenta. Then you bill your customer as part of the account receivable. Pag nagbayad na siya, may pera ka na, yung pera mo ay nandito. Then babak sa bangko. Tapos i-withdraw ulit, babalik ulit ng inventory. Ganun na kadalas. It is what you call operating cycle in a merchandising company. Kaya nga, buy and sell. Okay? Okay. So far, no question, ha? Okay. There are also inventory systems, no, na tinatawag. So you have what you call perpetual. Okay, so we're talking here about cost of goods sold already, huh? So merchandising entities may use either of the following inventory system. So you have perpetual inventory system and you have periodic inventory system. Ano ba ang kaibahan ng perpetual and periodic, no? In the perpetual inventory system, lahat mo nire-record. Okay? And then what you debit here and what you credit here is automatically charged to the inventory. Yan ang kaibahan nila. In the periodic inventory system, hindi naman kailangan i-record everything. Pero, you are required to conduct physical inventory count. Okay, what else? In the periodic inventory system, cost of goods sold is determined only at the end of the accounting period. Yes, nga. Because in the periodic inventory system, you are required to conduct physical inventory count. Okay, what else? In terms of your inventory, it is to be debited to the purchase and allowances and purchase discount. Kasahin ang kaibahan nila sa perpetual and the periodic inventory system. Okay. Yan. Sabi ko nga kanina, ito yung kaibahan nila. There's what you call cost of goods sold. Paano nakukompute ang cost of goods sold? It may be determined each time a sale occurs or at the end of an accounting period. No? To make the determination when the sale occurs, the company uses the perpetual inventory system. So we will use a perpetual inventory system para lahat natin i-record. For the meantime, mamaya we will have also here our periodic inventory system. Yan, ito. When the cost of goods is determined at the end of the accounting period, the company is said to be using periodic inventory system. Let's see nga, in the periodic inventory system, you are required to conduct physical inventory count. In the perpetual inventory system, hindi siya required. Kasi nga, you record everything. Okay? So hopefully, nakikita niyo na, no? Ang kaibahan nila in terms of perpetual and also your periodic inventory system. Okay. To determine the cost of goods sold, paano yun, class? It is necessary to determine the cost of goods on hand at the beginning of the accounting period. Dapat alam mo kung magkano ang goods on hand mo, magkano yung beginning mo. Okay? Number 2, and then after that one, you add the cost of your purchase. Okay? So after that one, it is now what you call total goods available for sale. Tapos i-deduct natin yung binilang nyo at the end of the month or the accounting period. That's the moment is part of your cost of goods sold. Napakadali, di ba? Beginning inventory, you add your purchase, you have your goods available for sale, minus your ending, and you have now your cost of goods sold. So hopefully nakakasunod pa, class, ha? Okay. Study objective number 2. Explain the entries for the purchase under perpetual inventory system. What if you will purchase already? Kailangan na sa atin, no? Kailangan lang bumili. Okay? So when the merchandise is purchased for resale to customer, the account is debited. So again, all are to be debited, okay, to our cost of goods sold. Okay? They are all to be debited. Sorry, wrong ako. Merchandise inventory is used, no, to the debit for the cost of goods sold. So meaning, always your merchandise inventory. Okay? All right. Like sales and purchases may be made for cash or even on account or credit. So same as nagpapautang ka or uutang ka, no? Okay? So purchase may be made for cash or on account. The purchase is normally recorded by the purchaser when the goods received from the seller. Okay? So meaning you have what you call purchase. No? Each credit purchase should be supported by, please take the class, dapat may tinatawag tayong purchase invoice. Okay? Yan. Okay? So again, it is what you call merchandise inventory if it is perpetual inventory system. Okay, please take the class of this entry. No, you debit here merchandise inventory and credit here accounts payable worth 3,800. Now to record goods purchased in account terms 2/10 and 30. Oh, sir, what do you mean here of 2/10 and 30? Bago to class, no? Okay, when you say about 2/10 and 30, you have 2% discount if you will pay it within 10 days. Okay. If you will pay it within 10 days. But the credit term is 30 days. So beyond 10 days, the terms here is 30 days now because of N30. So 30 days yung ating credit terms. Okay, so hopefully alam niyo yung class. Please take note also if under perpetual inventory system for the purchase of account, it is to be debited directly to the merchandise inventory. Iyan class yung sinasabi ko kanina. Okay? That in the periodic inventory system, your entry is purchase, no, not merchandise inventory. Okay, Maya, I will discuss that one. Okay. You have also what you call purchase, returns, and allowances. Now, the purchaser may be dissatisfied with the merchandise received because the goods, number one, ba't mo binabalik class? No? Maybe because may damage na, okay? Or defective. Inferior quality siguro, mababa yung quality niya. Not in accord with the purchaser's specifications. Pwedeng mababa yung quality ba? Or hindi based on the specifications. Purchaser with that one initiates and requests for the reduction of the balance due through the issuance of the debit memorandum. Okay? So you will do a debit memorandum. Okay. A debt memorandum is a discount issued by a buyer to inform the seller that the seller's account has been debited because of unsatisfactory merchandise. So sasabihan mo lang that we deduct it, no? Inform the seller that the seller's account has been debited because of unsatisfactory merchandise. Merchandise, right? And glass, no? Please take note of for the purchase and allowances, no? Again, you record pa din as merchandise inventory, okay? And you have here your cost, your accounts payable. Okay. For the purchase, returns, and allowances, accounts payable is debited and inventory is credited. Halimbawa, it is periodic inventory system. Of course, the inventory here is purchase, returns, and allowances. Okay? Yan ha. Hopefully, naintindihan. Class. All right. Free on board. Now, very important also is the free on board. There are two kinds of free on board. No? So, ito yung mga ano yan? Ito yung mga delivery natin. Okay? The sale agreement should indicate whether the seller or the buyer has to pay or is to pay to the cost of transporting the goods of the buyer's place of business. All right. If it is FOB shipping point, goods placed free on board by the seller. Okay? Or the buyer pays the freight cost. Okay. Sino bang may-ari ng inventory if it is FOB shipping point? Very good. Ang may-ari na yan ay buyer already. Pag yan ay umalis sa warehouse ng seller, automatically the buyer is the owner. Okay? Yes. If it is an FOB shipping point. And the buyer pays for the freight cost. Diba madali siguro, no? Alright. You have also your FOB destination. Goods placed free on board at your own business. Okay. Pag dumating sa amin, pag FOB destination, saka pa lang yan, may inventory on our part and magiging benta ng ating salesman. The seller usually pays the freight cost. Okay? So that's basically the importance of the free on board. Okay. So how do we account also for accounting for the freight cost? So merchandise inventory is debited for the buyer and also you will pay for your freight. Right? That's basically a merchandise inventory. You have also what you call freight out. No? Wag malito class. Yung iba nandito about freight in and freight out. Yung freight in, it is part of your cost. While freight out or delivery expenses is debited if seller pays the freight. Okay. So, of course, yun part ng freight out. Kung ikaw pa yung nagbayad. Okay? And seller pays the freight. Okay. Yan. Accounting for wage costs. So, to record the payment of freight terms FOB shipping point. So, you have here 150. Okay? So, you debit here merchandise inventory 150 and you have your cash of 150. When the purchasers directly incurs the freight cost, the account merchandise inventory is debited to the and cash is to be credited. So again, perpetual inventory system here automatically class we record it directly to your merchandise inventory. Okay. Pag freight out naman class, okay, binayad to ng seller, hindi siya part ng ating part, di ba? Tinan mo, part siya ng inventory, no? Okay? Ito naman class, hindi. Automatically, ito ay freight out. Okay? Freight out or OPEX, no? To record the payment of freight of goods and FOB destination. Okay? So, yung class, FOB destination. So, freight costs incurred by the seller on the outgoing merchandise are debited to the freight out or general expense, no? And cash is to be credited. Okay. Diba napakadali lang ng ating accounting for the merchandising. Okay. Meron naman tinatawag na purchase discount. Ano naman to class? Okay, di ba pag tayo ay para lang makabayad yung ating customer, binibigyan natin ng discount, no? Credit terms may permit the buyer to claim a cash discount for the purpose of your payment. Okay? Of the balance due. The buyer calls this account is purchase discount. Okay, so credit terms may permit the buyer to claim a cash discount. And so, pag sila ay part of our discount, no? Like a sales discount, a purchase discount is based on the invoice, cost less, allowance and returns, and if any. Okay, so meaning you have your net sales. Ito naman ang tawag dito ay total goods available for sales. Okay? If you minus it. Okay. Yan. So, in terms of the purchase discount, please take note class, no? That the accounts payable is not anymore, the 3.5 is babayaran natin, no? Pero, yung cash lang na 3,430 plus 70, no? That's your accounts payable as part of your parang parang prompt payment siguro, no? Yan, so prompt payment. Yeah, you have your purchase discount. Okay. So, this one, parang bayad na tayo. So, pagkano ba yung utang? 3.5. So, 3.5 pa din, no? Alright, so we have here your merchandise inventory here of 70, no? So, that's your discount. Okay. If the payment is made after the discount period, accounts payable is debited and cash naman is credited. Okay. Yan. Wag na to. Alright. So number 3 class, no? Explain the series of, ito naman kanina, our focus is more on the purchase or the inventory. Ito naman is all about sales. Okay, so parang same lang naman siya. Parang lang siya, baliktad lang siya sa ating tinatawag na payable a while ago. Okay, so what do you mean here of sales transactions? Go back to our discussions na about this one. Revenue recognition principle, no? Meaning you recognize. Okay, tama ba? Okay, you recognize the revenue, you record revenue. Ano nga yung class? When the revenues are earned. Paano nga yun? Kung ang revenue ay if you perform your services and if you sell, no, the product. That's the point. You will recognize your revenue. Okay. All sales should be supported by documents such as cash register tape or your sales invoice. Yes. So dapat yan ay supported by a documents. Okay, class? So hopefully naintindihan, ha? Alright, so how do you record your sales, no? So you have your cash, debit cash, credit sales of 2.2, no? Please take the class, no? We are following the perpetual inventory system. That's why you debit cost of goods sold and credit your merchandise inventory of 1,400. Diba napakadali? Yes, that's only the entries, no? Okay. You have also here recording of your credit sales. Kanina is about cash sales. Ito naman is all about your record, no? Or based on the account receivable. So instead of cash, no? So you have account receivable. Nangutang muna yung ating customer. Okay, so ganun pa din class, since perpetual inventory system, you have your cost of goods sold of 24 and you have merchandise inventory of 24 also. Okay? So credit sales, account receivable is debited and sales is credited. No? For the cost of goods sold on account, cost of goods sold is debited and merchandise inventory is credited. Okay. You have also here sales returns and allowances, just like our discussion no, in our purchase. Ito ay kabaliktaran, no? When results when the customers are dissatisfied no, with the merchandise and are allowed to return the goods to the seller for your credit no, or for refund. Yan. You have also your sales and allowances, results when the customers are dissatisfied and the sellers allows a deduction from the selling price. Okay? So meaning ito ay deduction. So ito yung class, sales minus returns and allowances para magkaroon tayo ng net sales. Okay. Ayan. So again, same din pa rin yan sa ating purchase. No? To grant the return of allowance, the seller prepares credit memorandum to inform the customer that the credit has been made, okay, to the customer's account receivables. Okay, yan na. So yan, ha? So dapat inform yung customer. You have also here, so ano to class? It is a contra revenue, no? So if you have contra asset, meron naman tinatawag ng contra revenue. And also you have purchase contra purchase na yung purchase discount and purchase and allowances. Okay? As discussed a while ago. Okay. So what is the normal balance of your sales and allowances? Normal balance here is debit. Tandaan niyo kasi, debit balance. Okay. Yan. Ito na yung ating recording entries. No? To record the return of inoperable goods. No? So you debit here, sales, returns, and allowances. So meaning hindi na siya part ng ating, ano ba? Hindi na siya part ng ating tinatawag na parang, hindi pala siya purchase. Sorry. Mali ako. So meaning ito ay SRA. Okay, to record the inoperable goods and services. And also you have, ibabalik mo yung inventory mo and cost of goods sold. Okay? The seller's entry to record a credit memorandum involves a debit to the sales and allowances amount to a credit of accounts payable receivable. The entry to record the cost and return involves the debit to the merchant inventory and the credit to your cost of goods sold. Okay? So hopefully, yan ay babalik natin kasi nga binalik ng customer. So ibabalik natin yan sa ating merchandise inventory. That's why we debit here, merchandise inventory. Hopefully yan ay naintindihan. Of course, babawasan din natin yung cost of goods sold. Ito yung ating bentahan. 140 lang yung ating cost. So with this one, we have 260, diba? 260 will be your gross profit. Okay. So again, what do you mean of the sales discount naman? No? Kanina is about returns, naman ay sales discount. There's an offer given to the customer for prompt payment. No? In layman's term, magbayad na kayo. Okay. So if the credit sale for the terms is 330, 3%, again, you have 3%, and if you will pay it within 10 days. Okay, very good. So after 10 days, there's no discount and the balance is due in 30 days. Okay. Sales discount is a contra, same as kanina. It is a contra revenue account now with a normal balance of your debit balance. All right. Yan. Ito yung mga sample class. Ha? So pag 2 times and 30, you have 2% yan. So you have 2%. Okay. And you can pay it within 10 days and you have 30. 1/10 end of the month, no? 1% is available if the payment is made as part of the VIP, no? VIP in terms of the economic order, no? So meaning you have a 1% discount if you will pay it within 10 days. Okay? But the 1% discount is available if the payment is made by the 10% of the next month. Okay? So that's basically your credit terms. Okay. Recording the sales discount. So, of course, magkano yung utang ng customers mo? 3.5. Magkano na-receive mo? 3.430 na lang. Ganun pag-analyze less, ha? So meaning there's a cash discount of or search discount of 7. Okay? So to record collection within 2 and 10s na, and 30, the discount period from Chelsea video. Okay? When the cash discount is are taken by the customer, the seller debit the sales discount. Nga. Yan. So we are finished now about the difference between perpetual and periodic. No? Okay? And also you have the purchase and the sales and with their contract. Okay? All right. Next topic is all about inventory accounting system. Okay. Summarize everything of what we discussed a while ago. Pag sinabing perpetual inventory system, again, you provide detailed record. And also the product that yield high return and low turnover. In the periodic inventory system naman, you are not required to conduct that one, pero required ka mag-physical count. Okay? So what else? Products that yield low return and has a high turnover. So, siya ibaligtad last. Okay. Ayan. So, perpetual inventory system and the periodic inventory system. In the perpetual, all the movement in the inventories are there. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. They're all to be directly charged to the merchandise inventory. Pero yung ating periodic specific, di ba? We discuss about sales. Return and allowances, sales discount. We discuss about cost of goods sold. How do you calculate the cost of goods sold? Beginning inventory plus purchase minus ending, you have your cost of goods sold. Yes. Okay. Yan. So that's why very important here is periodic kasi required ka makonduct ng physical count. Please remember that one. No? If you have also here, if you record also here, allowances, no? Specific yan. Hindi siya part ng merchandise inventory. Okay. Ulit lang. So how do we record that one? So purchase, if you purchase on account worth 50,000, tinan mo yung perpetual. Still, merchandise inventory, ito ay ganun din, pero the term here is purchase, not anymore merchandise inventory. And also you have accounts payable and accounts payable. How about you pay for transportation or freight in? Tinan mo yung periodic. Specific, di ba? Freight in. Tinan mo yung perpetual. They're using merchandise inventory. Okay. What else? Return of 3,000 worth of goods purchased. So, binalik niya. Tinan mo yung periodic, accounts payable, credit your purchase, allowances. How about the perpetual inventory system? Please take note on that one. No? Again, merchandise inventory na. Okay? Paid and discount within the purchase. So again, you have purchase discount, your cash, and accounts payable. Accounts payable, cash, and also you have your merchandise inventory. Napakadali class, di ba? Yes, no? Specifically about itong specific account. No? Yan. Alright. So, yun kakaiba nila. Sa periodic, specific siya, while perpetual, automatically charged to the inventory. Okay. Merchandise costing of 20,000 were sold on account. Please take note of the periodic. So, 20,000, 20,000. How about in the perpetual inventory system? So, again, dapat nga ay in the perpetual is to record everything. That's why, after the recording of the AR and sales, you have your what you call cost of goods sold and your merchandise inventory. Okay? So order that the perpetual inventory system as items are sold, the merchandise inventory cannot be credited to the cost of goods sold, is debited for the cost of any item sold. Okay? So hopefully class, naintindihan to, no? It is very elementary or very basic. Okay. So merchandise inventory costing 2,000 were returned from transactions. So binalik. Ito, walang problema. Same na same. Makakaiba lang siya ay dito. Okay? Alright. So you have here automatic. It is charged to the merchandise inventory of 2,000. Okay? While the cost of goods sold here is 2,000 also. Okay? Okay. Hopefully, walang walang question. Okay. Collected within the discount period, the sales made. Okay, so please take note last. Cash, sales discount, and also you have your account receivable. Okay, same na same lang. Okay, collected with the discount period from the sales made less than the return. Okay, so same pa din. So you have 15660 minus this one, 320 sales discount, and the receivable is 16,000. Okay? Ganon din sa perpetual. Okay? So, accounting for cash discount also very important here is the gross method. Okay, so for me, I will use the gross method. The purchase are recorded at the amount of the invoice. In terms of the net method, the purchase are recorded at the net amount, meaning the cost of purchase is measured net of cash discount. So, sa Tagalog, pag gross siya, walang ever deduction. In the net method, may deduction tayo. Okay? Cash discounts taken are recorded in a purchase discount, yun nga, of at the time of payment. And the amount of discount naman in a net method is what you call, wala, sayang lang. It will become part of the purchase discount and loss. Kasi para maintindihan na, I will give you a sample. Purchase merchandise 50,000 worth 3,030. Again, you are given 3% if you will pay within 10 days, and you have N30. Okay. So purchase and payable. Okay. So ito ay buyer, ha? Para wag malito. Ito naman ay seller. So of course, the part of buyer, bumili ka, then you have your accounts payable. On the part naman ng ating seller, nagbenta ka, that's why you debit here, AR and sales, no? June 24, pay the supplier for merchandisers purchase for June 14. Okay? So, within discount period ba? Yes, no? So, you have here purchase discount and cash. Of course, the part of seller, you receive cash and sales discount here. And also, you have account receivable. Okay? All right. Ay, naulit lang. So, same pa din class. So, naulit lang ba? Hindi. What if naman hindi ka nakabayad? Masaklap, sayang. What I mean, hindi ka nakabayad. Nakabayad ka naman, pero wala sa discount period, no? So, meaning, gross na siya. Ay, yung kung magkano yun nandito, yun na lang. Sayang. Hindi mo na discount as far as you are, the buyer is concerned. Okay. So, purchase, merchandise 50,000, terms 3 tenths and 30. So yan, purchase, walang problema. What if 25 days? Okay? So pwede pa ba? Yes, no? So di na pala, lost na siya, hindi na siya. 14 and 25, lagpas na. 11 days na. 48,515 and cash of 50,000. 48,500 minus 15 and also. So napakadali class, no? So kaya lang, ito ng class ang bago ngayon, no? Sales discount forfeited. Purchase discount loss. Wala na. Sorry. Okay. On the part of buyer, sorry. Pero on the part of seller, okay lang. Okay, markup versus gross profit margin. So markup, it refers to the difference between the selling price of the goods or service and its cost. Now, it is expressed in terms of the percentage cost or based on sales. No? On the part naman of your gross profit, it refers to the difference between the product selling and its cost, and it is part of the percentage of revenue. Right? Yes, so gross and also about markup. So, yan ang class, ha? So, markup, sige. Sige, class, huwag na ito i-discuss pala. Hindi siya part. Sorry, wag na. Okay. You have also your adjusting entry. We discussed already adjusting entry. All right. So you have the merchandising and periodic. Okay. So adjusting entries are generally prepaid by the merchandising business for the following. Diba? Hopefully, you still remember this one. Diba? Accrued expense, accrued revenue, prepaid or deferred revenue. You have unearned revenue or deferred revenue, depreciation, uncollectible accounts, and inventories. Okay. So, periodic adjusting entries. Please take note last that we are using here of income summary. What do you mean of income summary? To summarize everything lang about the or nominal or temporary account. Right? So income summary, debit and credit here, merchandise inventory to close the beginning company. Okay? How about naman in product just number 2? So inventory, income summary, and also you have to record the ending inventory. Okay. How about naman the income statement of the merchandise? Yan? Di ba kakaiba? Ito yung ginawa natin. Tira mo yung merchandising. Mahaba na, di ba, class? Sige. Yan. So, net sales minus cost of sales, gross profit minus expense, OPEX, and also you have, or if you have other or less income, so you have here your net income. Okay. Yan. Revenue from sales. Ito naman yung net sales. No? Sales minus credit sales, gross sales, less sales allowances, and also you have your net sales. Okay. After that one, baba tayo, we will compute for the cost of goods sold, which is the beginning inventory plus purchase minus any other cost like discount and loss. Okay. Yeah, so you have your net purchase. So you add inventory and also about yung cost yung ano natin, yung ating cost of goods sold. So you have your goods available for sale, your ending inventory, and the last is all about cost of goods sold. So yan kasa na tinatawag. Okay. And also you have OPEX. Napakadali ng OPEX, di ba? Your ating tinatawag na operating income, operating expense or OPEX, no? You have also what you call other income or other expenses, no? Incidental to the transactions that is not part of the main operations of the business. For example, include interest expenses. So mga other, ano yan, okay, other income, other expenses. Okay. Explain the steps. So we are finished already. So we have only one day, no? Discussing about accounting cycle. Okay. So we have what you call closing entry. Okay. So closing entries, same as our discussion in the service, wherein you will journalize all and then it is to be accounted and determined in the income summary. Tama? Yes, class. No? So, tingnan mo class, bakit you debit sales? Because sales has a credit balance. To close that one, it is to be credited para maging zero. Okay? That's why we debit sales, credit, income summary. Tingnan mo lahat yung mga credit debit balance. The SRA, the sales discount, cost of sales, mga expenses, lahat yan ay part ng ating expenses, no? And has or have a debit balance normal. So para masarado yan, we will credit it and then we have the income summary. Okay? Yan. So after that one is same as in our service, diba? You have your capital and also about your drawings. Yan. So all in all, magkano yung balance natin? Okay? So has a credit balance. Alright. Yan. Next one. No? Distinguish between the multi-step income statement and a single-step income statement. So multi-step includes sales revenue, cost of sales, and gross profit margin. Additional non-operating sections may be added for revenues and expenses resulting from secondary and auxiliary or gains and losses unrelated to the operations. Okay? So yan class ha. So yan yung mga additional information. Okay. What else? Mga non-operating sections are were other revenues and gains, other expenses and losses, OPEX, ito yung mga sample ng mga OPEX na to be classified. No? Yan, you have selling, you have admin, you have marketing, you have selling at admin, general. Yan. Okay. Yan. O, diba? This is gonna be the single step. Okay, so lalagyan mo na parang pangat na. Hindi naman pangat. Okay, yan. Parang hindi siya organized, no? Okay, pero pag sa ating multi-step yung normal na ginagawa. Okay? Explain the computations naman or the importance of the gross profit. So gross profit is determined as follows. So 460 minus 316, you have your gross profit of 144. Alright? So this one, so gross profit minus expenses, you have 30,000 net income. Okay? Apakadali. Sales minus gross profit is equals to your sales minus cost of sales is equals to gross profit. Okay. Yun na. Pinakalas natin is about worksheet. Okay? So, walang kamatayang worksheet. No? Hopefully, you're still familiar with this one. The trial balance and also about the adjustment. No? So, any resulting factor will become part of our net income. Okay? So, mamaya. Okay? So, this one, ginawa natin to last time. Hopefully, you are familiar. We just added lang mga inventories na yun, more on the merchandising. Okay. Using the worksheet. Same na same pa rin class, no? Table balance columns, trial balance, data from the total trial balance obtained from the ledger account balances of settler company or December 31. No? So the amount shown for the inventory is 40 to 500. A year-end amount which results from the appropriation of or applications of perpetual inventory system. Okay. So, hopefully you are still familiar with this one. Okay. Journalize, we post the ledger, then we do a trial balance. Then after that one is worksheet. Okay. So merchandising company usually has the same types of adjustment as a service company. Worksheet adjustments. Okay. B, C, and D are for insurance, depreciation, and also about your salaries. Okay? And also you have your salary trial balance. The adjusted trial balance shows the balance of all accounts, no? And after the significant at the end of the accounting period. Okay. And so it is the worksheet. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you're still familiar. Okay. We discussed it before your midterm. Okay. So income statement. Yes, before the midterm. No? Accounting balances that affect the income statement are transferred to the adjusted trial balance. Okay? Yes, dapat yan ay real account na. No? All amounts in the income statement credit column should be totaled and compared with the total amounts of income statement debit column. Okay, so hopefully you are still familiar. No? Ito lang yung difference niya, class. The major difference here is you have now your inventory. Okay. The sellers, the trading merchandise company of 40,000 is shown in the balance sheet debit or column. No? The information to prepare the owner's equity statement is also found in these columns. Okay. So again, this is it. No? So that's basically the worksheet, and hopefully you learn about this accounting for the merchandising. Again, thank you and have a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. Bye-bye.